Hey there, it's Jennifer from the blog The Everyday Farmhouse, and today we're going to be making lip balm. I'm really excited to share this recipe with you. I have a couple other lip balm recipes on the blog, but this one's better. It calls for beeswax, tallow, and shea butter, just 3 ingredients. It really doesn't even need a tutorial. It's so simple. All you're doing is melting your ingredients together and pouring it into tubes to let it cool. It doesn't get much simpler than that. However, I went ahead and made the video for a couple of reasons. One, to tell you about these adorable labels that you can print for free on the blog. They just make it look so nice if you want to give them as gifts. And I just love the way they look. It looks so professional. So that's there. And then to show you that the recipe is pretty forgiving, because as I started to make the lip balm, I realized I didn't have enough shea butter, which is pretty typical for me to not have the ingredients that I need when I go to make something. But thankfully, you can substitute about half coconut oil if you don't have enough shea butter. But the shea butter and the tallow really do make it silky smooth. I find that if you use too much coconut oil in a recipe, it tends to turn grainy over time, which my teenage daughters would always complain to me about the lip balm turning grainy. And so this has not done that. It stays silky and smooth, even if you have to use a little bit of coconut oil. But if you have the full amount of shea butter, then I would go for using that for sure. You can add mica powder or even essential oils to this to dress it up, to give it fragrance or flavor or color. I didn't do that in the video. I have an older post where I show you how you can just add a little bit of mica powder to give it a natural pink color, whatever color you choose. I just kept these all natural. The other reason I made a video is I had purchased a filling tray for these tubes, and you don't have to use tubes. You can of course use little pots or whatever you want to fill. I don't particularly like to stick my finger in my lip balm. I'd much rather use a tube. So I purchased a little filling tray, and it simplifies it so much. It holds 50 tubes, which is what this recipe yields. And you fill the tray. It has little holes to put the lip balm containers in, and it stands up, and you'll see this in the video. And then you just pour the liquid in there, let it cool, take it out, and put the caps on. It's super simple. And like I said, you can make 50 tubes at a time. So this will be a quick video. I'll take you step by step through how to make lip balm. Okay, to start, you're just going to need 4 ounces of shea butter, 4 ounces of beef tallow that's been purified either by yourself or some that you've purchased, and 3 ounces of beeswax. You're going to put that into a little mini crock pot or a double boiler type setup. I have a little mini crock pot, and you can see here that I've lost the lid over time, but I have it covered with foil. I love using that because then you can just walk away and you don't have to tend to it like you would with a double boiler. But if that's all you have, that works totally fine. Just keep an eye on it. The beeswax takes the longest to melt. I had pretty big chunks of beeswax, but if you have the little pastilles, of course it melts a little bit faster. But once everything's melted, you're just going to set up these tubes. And like I said, I bought this little tray, and if you have a little helper, it's so nice. You just stick all the little tubes in the tray, and it's upside down right now. And once we get all of that filled, then you just flip it over, and then you'll pour the beeswax, or the melted butters and the beeswax into the tubes. Okay, so now you just flip the tray over, and I'm just using a ladle. The crock pot gets a little bit hot, but once I unplugged it, I was able to just pour from that. But I just use a ladle, and this was my first time using this, so I didn't quite have it down. But I think you want to pour it in kind of slowly over all of them, maybe not fill to the very top the first time you pour, but just kind of go over it, and then you just use the scraper to kind of scrape it. Any that's overfilled, scrape it down into the next tube. And there will be a little bit of waste with this. I mean, if it cools on the top, but it cleans off really quickly. I just rubbed it into my hands and feet, the stuff that I was able to get off of there. So it's not really wasted. But this just simplified it so much, and you just pour it in there and scrape along the top or tilt it like I'm doing here to get it to fill each of the little tubes. Okay, and that's it. Once they're cool, you'll know they're cool when they look solid like this, and then you just take them out of the tray and put the caps on them, and then be sure to print those little labels and cut them out. And those can be found at theeverydayfarmhouse.com. I'll leave the link below in the description, and then you can put the little labels on there, put your caps on, and you are ready to go, and you've got this beautiful silky lip balm. And that's all there is to it. I told you it was easy. I think you're really going to love this lip balm. It stays on your lips so well. It goes on silky and smooth. If you put it on at night, it's going to be there still in the morning. And during the day, you don't have to reapply it a lot. Unless you're wiping your mouth a lot, it really stays on nicely and just keeps your lips feeling hydrated and supple and smooth. And I think you're going to love making this for yourself and giving it as gifts. So go ahead and get those little cute labels off the blog, and I hope you enjoy making this and giving it as gifts. Thanks for following along. Have a great day.